Hey guys, welcome back to the Batar Project. This is just going to be a debrief of the world's strongest marathon. We've got the record holder here, Mr. Corey Fulfer. How you feeling?
Tired.
Tired?
Tired and sore. And my muscles are pretty good, but fuck, as you can see on my legs, it's got blistering and stuff, so it's not good.
And you got the bloody record, eh?
Got the world record. Done.
Fuck, it was a journey, good journey.
It's tough, eh?
A lot of setbacks.
A lot of setbacks, bro. A lot of setbacks, and a lot of people doubting me but not telling me.
Bro, I'm going to admit it right now. I'll be honest. I'm like, how's he going to do this, bro? Going through training, max only getting, 15 Ks?
Yeah.
Failing multiple training sessions. I'm like...
There's only one carpool that went to plan.
Yeah.
And that was 8Ks.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck, is he actually going to do this?
Yeah.
I had a bit of doubt, but at the same time, I knew who you were. I'm like, when it comes to game time, it's going to be a massive mental game.
Yeah, 100%. As I said, I put in an Instagram post, like, a world record like this, it doesn't take any talent, doesn't take any skill. It just takes someone just not to stop and just to get it done. I knew I was going to get it done. My dad, like, everyone that I've spoken to that rung me said, like, they were very doubtful but never told me.
Yeah.
And even my dad, he... just before we were about to leave, we were packing the ute in the car, and he said to me, he was looking really funny, and I said to him, "Are you excited?" "I'm fucking pumped, man." And then he goes, "Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just really, really nervous for you, mate." And I said, "Why?" And he goes, "Just nothing's going to plan during training. Like, you've had so many setbacks. You've only pulled it 15 Ks. Like, you're gone 3 times that."
Yeah.
Basically, and I looked at him, I said, "Hey, Sean, look at me." And he looked at me, and I said, "I'm not stepping back in this house without a world record." And there he goes, "Let's get it done."
Yeah.
And we just jumped in the car. And
I knew you had to finish it, because if you didn't, bro, you'd have to be on like suicide watch or some shit.
100%, man.
Me and Kyle said it was like, fuck, he has to finish this. He's going to be shattered if he doesn't.
Yeah, it's really weird having over a year of like preparation and I guess dreaming about it, having seen it 5 years ago, and having thought about it for that long, all of it to come to fruition. It's a pretty good feeling.
The first few laps seemed pretty tough for you, actually, on the night.
Dude, I thought there was something wrong with the car, but I didn't say anything to anyone. The car felt really, really heavy. I was thinking, what the hell is wrong? Like, we've trained with a 2-ton car before. I've never felt this heavy. And we actually had it taken to the mechanics that day just to get a wheel alignment and stuff like that. And my dad actually rung the mechanics. He put the windows up in the car and rung the mechanic and said, like, "What did you do to this car? Like, there's something wrong with it." And he never told me that he rung the mechanics. I didn't find out till when we finished.
Yeah.
And Dave King, he said, like, "Yeah, Corey's not looking right. Like, what's going on?" And I never mentioned to anyone that the car felt heavy up because I didn't want to... I guess scare anyone.
Yeah.
Like get everyone start talking. But it felt heavy. That's why we were like 8Ks in and I told them to get out of the car, I remember.
Yeah, because you flew out of the gates quick. That first lap or two was pretty quick, and then you got slow, and then me and Kyle like, fuck, what's happening here? What's going on?
Yeah. It felt really, really heavy. Like the record's with 1.4 and with someone sitting in the car, it was 1.6 because the car was 1.5.
Yeah.
So it was already 100 kilos and we're almost 200 kilos over what I needed. It just felt really heavy on the day. I did, when I first took those couple steps, I was like, fuck, this is going to be tough. And we just knuckled down.
So was there actually anything wrong with it, or you just had to kind of warm up and get into it?
No, I don't know what happened. Like my dad rang him and he said, "Mate," like pretty sure my dad was going off the mechanic. Like, "What did you do?" And he's like, we did everything you wanted, like just a wheel alignment, 0 degrees, pump the tires up a tiny bit to what they can go to, and that's it. Like, and Dad goes, "All right, well, I need you to get on standby in case, like, we need you to come down and just check it out." So the mechanic was loading tools in his car, getting ready to go, and he took his tools home just in case we rung him at 1-2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
To get onto the car. But I think once I hit that 15K mark, like that first goal of 15Ks, it was like my body was like, all right, I'm warmed up. let's get into it.
Probably a bit of a confident boost too, knowing that you've now passed the 15K mark.
Yeah, well, if you remember, they were robbing magnesium in my legs from like 8Ks in. I was cramping from 8Ks in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it wasn't like I wasn't in pain or anything. I just had to keep on moving forward.
It's a fucking slog, especially those hills.
Man, there was some of those hills that I pushed and pushed, and then there's others that towards the back end where I was struggling hard. I was all my legs were cramping, like all the way up, and I just one foot after the other. Like sometimes I actually thought I thought to myself, I didn't ever thought about quitting, but like going up those hills. But I'm thinking, fuck, I don't know how much longer I can take this pain for.
Bro, watching back the footage and even being there, like the pain, like sound like you were going to cry at some stages.
Yeah, there was a couple of times I was going up the hill where I was screaming to push, like I could, when you like your lip like starts to like go down, like oh yeah, I think it was two where I actually did break down and like start crying. They gave me the towel, cover my face and stuff, but the like my lips were like going down as if I was about to cry, and when I was just screaming, trying to grunt and through it, like I don't know how it felt to everyone else. I had headphones in, but yeah, I could just feel myself like about to cry.
I got a bit emotional fucking watching him. Like this poor cunt, honestly, like crying coming up this hill, basically.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, fuck me.
Yeah.
I feel for you, bro. But
going up that hill when I was I was about to cry going up there. I didn't know how it sounded because I had headphones in. I didn't know how it sounded to everyone else, but yeah, there was so many times I was about to cry going up that hill and like just break down. And that is the mental game.
Exactly.
That literally is the mental game where like, people quit.
You're either crying or you're fucking rapping.
Yeah. I was singing a lot, wasn't I? Yeah, that was good. I think I just with the singing, I think I just needed to bring a different energy to everyone. Like, because I was really struggling, but I didn't want anyone to feel that I was struggling. So I guess by singing and rapping and joking around and mucking around, it's like people were probably thinking, how the fuck does he have a car strapped to him and he's still managing to sing and rap and be a dickhead,
Exactly, man. And even like talking to people and shit like that.
Yeah, man, yeah. It was all about the community. Like, it was all about the community that day.
And it was awesome that also you had a team around you, especially up those hills. Lukey Reynolds, one step after another in front of you.
How professional is he, eh?
Yeah, he's an amazing bloke.
It's different. I think it's different having a professional in front of you telling you how to move forward rather than having I know my dad or, not that Luke's not a mate, but like your mates and stuff. And then you have this guy who has been through the ringer, been around the world's best, owes me nothing. Like I owe him nothing. Like he doesn't have to be there.
Yeah.
And he walked bloody 18 Ks or something, couldn't barely, so sore the next day for him. But just for him to give his time, man, to me, it was just amazing. And his energy. Yeah. Everyone, the whole fucking team, man. Like, without my team, doesn't get done, eh?
Exactly.
Literally doesn't get done. Like Cameron, Dave, like you, my dad, like just walking beside me for like the whole 16 hours. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell? I think a couple of people walked their first marathon that night.
Was it your brother that was walking next?
Yeah, my brother. He has really bad knees at the moment to get surgery. He was hurting. And my mum said, just go sit down. And he said, no, if Corey can have a car strapped to his back, I can walk this.
Bro, that just goes to show like you're inspiring people.
Yeah, just the energy of people around me, man. It's just freaking crazy.
Yeah, the whole night was fucking great, man. It kind of surreal that it actually all happened.
I know. 18 months of like planning and just everything for it to go down how perfectly it did. Like, the weather.
Exactly. It didn't rain. It was meant to rain and it didn't rain.
Just nice, cool weather. Just exactly what I wanted. Oh, yeah, I cannot complain whatsoever.
It was, thank God that you had those planned breaks because all the training sessions, you were just flat out.
Yeah, I think that was another thing in the training sessions. Like, obviously I wrote in the document to you guys of the plan of attack that I want to take this. And, but in the training session, exactly right. Like I was going 15 Ks without any breaks, just going hard out, which could have equivalated to almost like, I don't know, doing a marathon with the breaks. So, but it also goes to show like my conditioning, like to not have muscle soreness after just doing all that. No DOMS, like hasn't kicked in yet and we're already 5 days on. So I don't think it's going to kick in at all. But yeah, it's just It's crazy to think that.
Bro, are you human or what?
I'm human, you know that. You know I'm human, bro. You know I'm
You're
human.
just a different kind of human, that's for sure.
It's a weird feeling, man. It's a weird feeling. Watching all those people come around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And we've raised a lot of money too, which is even better.
25K. Still got a couple more donations to come in. Other businesses. Other businesses sold the Better Life shirts, sold out of them, which is amazing. So, yeah, I think just the support of everyone just crazy, eh? Like, because we were on like $12,000 or $13,000, you know, before the night started.
Yeah. It just shows, we bring the community together and all support,
And I think a lot of donations came in after because they're like, is this guy like actually going to do it? Or they actually realize, oh, this thing's real.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not wasn't some joke that I just put in an email to them like asking for donations. Like they were there the whole time. Yeah. It's just so crazy to think that's all over.
Yep. And now on to your fucking next thing, which we'll discuss at the end.
Yeah, we're discussing the Q&A, I guess.
What was the feeling like when you finally finished the finish line and then nearly got hit by the car?
Oh my God, man. See, when I just felt the crowd, like, I think I watched the video back and I took my hat off, like, rubbed my face and, like, I was going to cry. Then all the crowd was cheering and I was like, I didn't even remember that someone wasn't in the car.
Yeah.
So I'm just sprinting, man. Sprinting as fast as I can. And as soon as I got to the end, I just dropped to the ground. And the
Lukey Reynolds had to try stuff.
yeah. And then apparently my dad dived through the window and just reefed the handbrake up. But yeah, Luke actually, I'm pretty sure Luke, if you watch the video back, Luke grabbed me by the arm and he just reefed me up.
Yeah.
That's what made me go forward. Then my dad pulled on the brake and then bang, like, just got smashed.
Yep. And you got to pop your champagne, which you were saying for like the whole night. I want my champagne.
champagne. I think from like 6 o'clock onwards, wasn't I was like, someone needs to go get me some champagne. We're going to pop this. I'm pretty sure we knew from about, I think 10 laps to go that like...
You're getting it, yeah.
Yeah. If we kept up the same pace and stuck to the game plan of those 10-minute breaks every 3 laps and 1-minute break every lap of just rubbing that magnesium in, then we were going to get
You were on track the whole time. You only got half an hour behind, but that was only from the 15-hour mark, which meant you still had plenty of time anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Just knowing that I had that was on that last lap, and I had like 2 hours to spare or whatever.
Yeah, because I remember on that last lap, you're like, I'm just going to enjoy this. I'm going to have fun and just enjoy it.
I'm going to enjoy it. I'm just going to walk it. I'm just going to cruise through it. Just knowing that I had 2.5 hours with 1 lap to go. 2 hours with 1 lap to go. Like, that was a pretty good feeling. Like, just knowing that, no matter what happens here, like, I'm just going to get it.
Yeah. It's amazing fucking effort, that's for sure, man.
Yeah, thanks, bro. It's crazy, man.
Fucking inspired a lot of people, inspired me, and, I'm grateful that I was able to meet you and be a part of this whole journey, man.
It's massive, eh?
Yeah.
Massive. Someone actually sent me a message saying, I brought my family down and my son, he's 4 years old, and he came home and he was pulling the chair behind him and he was saying, I'm Corey.
Really?
Yeah, walking around the house pulling a chair. Yeah, so funny. Like, I'm getting messages like that. So it's good to see like that I inspire and like little kids like that, that nothing comes easy.
What was the family's reaction? Obviously, Brooke.
Very, very emotional.
Yeah.
I guess to see it all come to fruition, like all the hard work that went into it. The one thing I learned about putting on an event like this is that the athlete needs to be the athlete.
Yeah.
And they have event organisers for a reason.
Yeah.
Like they have a team of event organisers for reasons because it's just, it got way too stressful on me as the athlete. It's not things that I should be worrying about, but it was a good learning curve. Like, yeah, I was up for hours and hours. Like, as you know, like I was so busy, I wasn't even replying to yous. Like I would take like 3 or 4 days to get back to you, So like, because I just couldn't keep up with replying to everyone. And then I'd randomly think of you guys in the middle of the day and just send them a message. Or when I needed something, I'm just like, And then it sounded like, he's just messaging me when I need him.
We all know it's true, bro. You just use me when you want something.
But yeah, I think they were just like they were just as excited as me, man, just because it all just happened. And like, I guess, all the hard work that's gone into it for them to just see it all come to fruition. It's been a good feeling.
Awesome, man. Well, you put a thing up there about questions, and you got a fair few questions. So
Yeah, so I guess we'll jump into the Q&A.
jump in. Did you want to say full names or just first names?
Yeah, let's say full names.
So Nathan Andrew, this is from Facebook. We'll start on Facebook. When did you face the biggest challenge during it? Hit the wall.
That would have been about between 2:30 and 4:30. I was really struggling. Twice I came up the hill. I was bursting out into tears, just crying, just thinking about Brooke. And I think that was a big turning point. Like, I was really, really losing energy. Obviously getting fatigued, like tiredness. Sometimes I was walking with my eyes closed.
Oh, really?
Just to rest, yeah. And then just to try and get some forced rest in, just while my feet were moving in front of the other. And then I think George came, a family friend of ours came at about 4 o'clock, and he did the haka.
Yeah.
And that's when I guess the switch, it flipped.
I wasn't expecting that at all, eh?
No, I wasn't. I was trying not to cry when that was happening, man, because if you watch the video back, I've got my eyes closed and I'm just listening to it, and it's a very, very emotional thing to, I guess, be a part of and have it like done for you.
Yeah, because that's a massive sign of respect for someone.
Yeah, so I really hit the wall between 2:30 and 4:30 is where I really struggled mentally.
Would you say that was because the crowd kind of died off as well, that energy, or?
The crowd died off. It's getting cold. It's getting tired. I think it's around that time in most ultras, most overnight runs that I do is where that's the rough estimate time where all that stuff, that's the tipping over point.
Yeah.
And then you just wait till sunrise. And when sunrise comes, it's a whole other ballgame.
You get that energy from the sun.
You don't even feel tired when the sun comes up.
Exactly.
So.
And you mentioned you thought about Brooke. How much did thinking about Brooke motivate you?
Oh, heaps, man. Like, especially going up that hill. Not only thinking about Brooke, but every other person that has been a sufferer of child sexual abuse, because the pain I'm feeling is nothing compared to what they're feeling, what at the time it happened, and for the rest of their lives. So, I guess that's why I was never quitting.
Yeah,
because the pain I felt was nothing.
Your pain's only for 16 hours.
That's it. It's temporary.
Yeah,
not for a lifetime.
Exactly, man. And then he had a second question. Is there more left in the tank for a bigger challenge?
How does the world's strongest ultra sound? 100 Ks.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
100 Ks pulling a car. Imagine that. That'd be pretty wicked.
It would be.
Or the world's strongest miler, 100 miles.
Fuck me. Don't get this guy talking about challenges. He just comes.
There's enough room in the tank for anything, I think. I think there's a lot of things that are possible that a lot of people would deem impossible.
Well, there's obviously the challenge you've kind of put out there in the media about the log.
Yeah, the tree man. The tree man is something that I would like to do. I've seen a lot of people do the triathlon. I think it's great. And I will definitely use the triathlon as a training run leading into this next event. But the tree man will be 100% the go-to next challenge.
Yeah.
I'll probably start marketing that soon.
Yeah, because you plan to do it end of this year or next year?
I'd like to do it at the end of this year, or maybe might be March again next year. Because it's still in summertime. It's still it's not too cold, not too hot.
Gives you enough time to prepare.
Yeah, it gives me enough time to rest, prepare, and go again.
Awesome. Lucas Cope, I'm not going to pronounce that last name. Capena, yeah. Did you follow any specific nutrition plan during your training? Yeah, sushi.
Yeah, lots of sushi. No, I was on a seafood diet, so whenever I saw food, I ate it. But not really, man. I just ate whatever I wanted to eat. If I was hungry, I'm going to eat. But I know what's good and know what's bad. If I wanted a burger, I'm going to have a burger because I'm working freaking hard.
Look at his rig, dad.
Yeah, dad bod of the year, man. I was eating a lot of food. Lots of leftovers.
Yeah.
Lots of muesli bars.
You obviously weren't tracking, but do you have an estimate of your daily calorie intake?
So I tracked the first 2 weeks just to get a rough estimate of what I'm doing, and it was about about 4,200, 4,500 calories a day.
That's all right.
Yeah. So it's not a lot.
No.
Well, I guess it's a lot to the average person, but it's not a heap compared to like strongman guys and stuff like that. To be putting on the weight I was, the size I was.
How many kilos? Was it 10 kilos?
16 kilos.
16 kilos.
16 kilos. I put on 12 kilos of muscle and 4 kilos of fat.
What is with your genetics? They're crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, man.
The Philpott genes, mate. They're crazy.
Got to get some testing.
How long did it take your body to adjust to the new training? So you were going hard the first few weeks, 2, 3 a.m. sessions.
First few months, bro.
Yeah.
Probably about the first 3 or 4 months, we were going really hard. 1, 2 a.m. sessions, 4 or 5 hours before work, then going to work. It was pretty wild. But I think, just with a lot of family stuff that was going on. With Brooke, because everyone knows Brooke's story. Like, if you listen to this, like, I've posted it everywhere. She's posted it everywhere. It's a really powerful story, and it's my why, my whole reason for doing this and raising money for Child Safe. But, I missed a lot of training sessions because of late nights, not getting to sleep till midnight, 1 o'clock, and obviously I can't go through to work when you're working with power tools.
Yeah.
You don't want to risk your life doing that. So, training died off once it started to get too tired or too much, and we had to adjust. And Iron Truth supplied me with all the gear that I needed to train at home in the afternoons, so I could be there with my family. So shout out to them, and it was wild, wasn't it? We had to change. A lot of changes came. Like, we were doing 1 or 2 a.m. and then. We're doing it in the afternoons. I was training in the afternoons, and then we were doing 1 and 2 a.m. for like 10 days straight, and then not training for 5 days, just doing straight recovery leading into a carpool. So, as I said from the start, like, it was a massive just like learning curve. Like, no one knew. No one knew what was right. No one knew what was wrong. It was all just a massive learning curve.
Even after every carpool, you would adjust it or do something different?
Yeah, depending on how I felt. I really tried to dial in on my lower back. Like, that was another one thing I tried to dial in on, because my first couple carpools, like, my lower back was just so sore.
There was one session you did like 1 lap and you just called it, wasn't it? Cause
I was meant to do 12 Ks. Yeah, I literally did 1 lap and I just said, nah, not doing it, because I just came off work. So what actually happened was that day, probably should have done it on the Saturday. That was a Friday. Probably should have done it on the Saturday, but everything was booked in for the Friday, like the videographer, everything. So I didn't finish work didn't get home from work till 6 o'clock, and 7 o'clock was the carpool, and I hadn't eaten all day. So just labour intensive job, installing stairs all day, and then going into a 12K carpool, and it's not good.
No, it's not. This is probably on the back of a question I asked previously. This is from Ellie Smith. When pulling the car got really hard, what was your inner dialogue? Like, what did you actually tell yourself? Obviously, you had the thoughts thinking of Brooke, but what did you tell yourself?
Don't stop.
Yeah.
Just don't stop. There was a lot riding on this. Personally for me. I wanted to show the world what I was made of. But if I had failed this, it would have been like, oh yeah, he's just another wannabe, He's just another wannabe Ross Edgley or Dave Goggins, whatever. Yeah. I really wanted to try and, solidify myself in the conversation, I guess you could say, up there with those guys. But I just kept on, what I was telling myself mentally and kept on repeating in my head was, do not stop. And it's when I was going up on that hill, I was literally counting to 10, bro. So I was counting in my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'd repeat all the way to 10 again, and repeat all the way to 10 again, until I stood up at the top of that hill. And that was it. Just wasn't really thinking about much, unless when I was in that really dark spot and I was thinking about Brooke and everything. I was getting way too emotional. When I was getting way too emotional, I felt like I was getting a bit weaker. Yeah. So I just really needed to just grunt my teeth. And that's why I was counting, trying to focus on the counting. Sometimes I couldn't even hear the music I was playing because I was just focusing on counting what was going on.
You were emotional throughout, even from the beginning, the speech.
On the speech, yeah. I had a full speech written out and I couldn't. I was like, no, I'm not going to read the speech because, I was going to cry. But, and then I got up there and cried anyway.
That's all right. It just shows
the emotion attached to it.
Yeah. And shows your genuine character, It's more than just a world record.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to show, the emotion attached to it, what me and my family is actually going through. Like, I'm not a guy that's going to cry all the time, but, like, there was a lot of hard work that went into this and, like, a lot of emotions and,
sacrifice.
As I said, a lot of sacrifice, like sleep, just everything, like, to finally be there on the day and, like, this is it. It's, like, very overwhelming.
And this is from Joshua Gibbs. What does your recovery, both physically and mentally, look like now?
Mentally, I'm all good. I'm smiling. I'm already thinking about the next one. Mentally, I'm okay. Mentally, I can't wait to get in the next one and get in that deep, dark hole again. I'm going to miss it, but I'm going to get back in there with my training runs and stuff and probably hit that dark hole because I just love it. I just love getting in. I just love getting in that position. But my recovery was in the recovery boots twice as soon as I got home. The compression boots. Then just had a warm shower, did some yin yoga, so just some 15-minute holds and stretches, and that's it. And no muscle soreness whatsoever. I think that just goes to show like the level of conditioning. Like my conditioning was way above where I thought it was. To not come out with any soreness, being able to walk like 6Ks the other night, it just goes to show what a bit of rest can do, eh?
Exactly. And also, on the night, keeping up your hydration and your nutrition.
My pee wasn't yellow once the whole time. It was always clear.
Yeah, because, Cameron always made sure, like, you were hydrated.
He goes, you need to drink this by the end of this lap.
Yeah.
And then that's your calorie count in. I was like, all right, no worries. And he was basically forcing it to me, man.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah, especially counting all those calories and like, all right, well, he only had this much last hour, then we need to get that much in this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How long do you predict your recovery to take?
I'll be going on a run next weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to have this week off and then probably head out for a 10, 12K on the weekend and just see because I guess we're kind of heading into elephant trail training, aren't we?
Yep. That's going to be fun. This is probably going to be the last question. A lot of people are probably wondering this. What were you listening to when you put your headphones in?
What was I listening to? I had a whole list of things. I created a playlist on the spot. I was just when I was lying down stretching before I did because I don't really listen to playlists. I just had like EDM, techno music. Had a lot of Drake playing. That was it really. I think I just went through 2 playlists and added them all into another one, the one of the songs I like. But yeah, it was a lot of EDM like techno and then a lot of Drake.
I thought you were gonna end up on the David Goggins playlist.
No.
That's just Kyle when he gets in dark training sessions.
Always a leg press.
Oh, don't roast him, he'll get upset. So I think that's pretty much all the questions because a lot of them were the same, about recovery, the hardest bits, and then obviously some stupid ones. But yeah, that's...
Yes, Brad, I'll have your children.
Yeah. and then the other guy where you walk a lap around Gemmo Park with a beer.
Hey, what a champion, eh? Like he came out, he was at the training runs.
Is it, I don't know
that's
if
the same.
him.
Yeah, it is. It is because he sent me a message. Yeah, it is. So this guy came out and sinking beers.
Every session he was
every session he was every lap he came down and had another beer. So if I did like 6 laps, he was sinking 6 beers every hour or every half an hour. I was, what the hell? And then the actual day he was doing it too till like midnight.
Yeah.
And then he came back out at 4 o'clock just before he had to go to work.
Like a legend.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to have a beer with that guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a beer with him, but I think I might steer clear of Jamison Park for a little while.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Any last thoughts on the whole thing?
I just want to thank everyone. Seriously, without the support, it was the middle of the day at work and there was easily over 100 people there, at the end.
It was actually a really good turnout. Wednesday night, it's some people would turn up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think we had. I think my dad was saying we had close to 200 people turn up in the night time, like at the start.
Yeah.
And then at the end, the turnout for work, like in the middle of the day.
I wasn't expecting that either.
Neither was I. I was thinking like 10 people were going to be there. Like seriously. Yeah, but without
wow.
But without them, without that crowd, man, like it's just a crazy feeling. Tell you what's the weirdest feeling, and Brooke mentioned this to me. I think it was Brooke who mentioned it to me. He's like, the weirdest thing is like, and we talked about it in bed on the Thursday night. It was like me sitting in the chair.
Don't mind that, guys.
Me sitting in the chair, and there's literally like 200 people. Oh, all eyes on you.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird feeling. Like, I felt rude, like, because I'd look around and, like, make eye contact with someone, like, oh, just, like, nod my head or wave. But, yeah, it felt really weird. But Brooke said it was weird from an outside perspective, just watching me, like, knowing what I'm like, and just having, like, 200 people just staring.
You wouldn't have realised you were just in the zone.
Oh, yeah, I was just in the zone. I wasn't really... So,
Fuck this.
That's what I said when I was looking around. Like, it was really it was different. Yeah, it was different. I've never had that before. But I just want to thank everyone for all the support. The GoFundMe's still open. The documentary is going to be out in 4 weeks. So, or it should be out roughly in 4 weeks. We don't know what we're going to do with it yet. We still got to decide on that. We might do an event cinemas drop kind of thing, but yeah, we'll wait and see. But the donations are going to stay open until then. So any businesses or personal donations, it's all tax deductible. So get your donations in. Our goal's at 30 grand. So, and we are probably like $4,000 away from that. So
awesome.
I reckon we can do it.
Yeah, 100%. And also the media coverage is pretty good too. Channel 7 coming out. That guy that came out and did the Facebook Live, which had like 50,000 views or something. That I wasn't expecting that. That was crazy.
It was crazy. I didn't even know how he found out through the local paper.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, the media coverage is pretty good. We're going to try and get a bit more of that. I think it's well deserved.
100%.
So we're going to try and link up, try and get on some big podcasts too, and see what we can do.
Awesome. And Daily Telegraph, did you end up getting that?
No, didn't you send them through?
Yeah, like they have.
No, I don't know. Didn't
we should have checked today's one.
We should have. It's Sunday, isn't it? But yeah, no. Just thanks everyone for coming out. It's been massive, and on to the next one. I guess we'll see you all there, no matter where it's planned.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned. We'll have Corey on more often when he's doing more crazy shit. But yeah, cheers for listening, guys. Sign. It's because I was playing around with it. So the sticky tape.
Oh, were you sticking it? Were you playing with it just then?
Yeah.
During the thing?